Hey Vibe Coders, today I want to talk to you about one of those things where it makes your app work until it doesn't. I'm talking about zombie processes. Terrible actor. I'm just so embarrassing. Zombie processes. What are they? So satisfying to cut the head off a pineapple. I have no idea why. Best way to think about a zombie process. You own a hotel, you have guests come in, then the guest stays, and then let's say stays for the weekend, and then they check out. But they didn't actually check out. They just told you they were going to check out, but they never did. But they left. They didn't go down to the reception desk and check out. They basically just left the hotel, but they took all their stuff with them. So the room is empty. The lights are off, the air conditioning is off. No one told the hotel that they left. That's basically a zombie process. The problem you have now is no one else can book that room. It's not using resource, it's not using any energy, it's using up space in the overall hotel. So no one can use that room because no one ever checked it out and freed up the inventory so that the next person can come in. That guest is effectively a zombie process. Quite common. If you're also using Node.js or Python or something like that, you can have processes kicked off in the form of like a queue worker or a cron job. You may have heard of cron jobs. It's nothing fancy. It's just a job that runs in the background, and it could be a fixed amount of time or it's not. I'll give you a great example. It relates directly to me. I have shameless plug. You can get to it in my link in bio. Quickie is a video hoarding app. So you know when you press save down there and then you save thousands of other videos and then you can never find the video you want to save. Quickie indexes all of them unless you just search across Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Okay, enough selling on Quickie. The way Quickie works is when you give it a URL or a list of URLs to go scan that post, it runs as a job in a queue system. Queue system is just another thing we're going to talk about. Job has something to do, and when the job does what it does, it finishes. And I have to be very careful in the code base, make sure that I don't have zombie jobs where they go do what they need to do and then they just sit there and take up resource. And in my case, it's not necessarily CPU that the job takes up, it's memory. It's RAM of the system, of the virtual server where it's running in or the container that it's running in. So I don't want zombie jobs. And so I have a lot of checks and processes to make sure that the job is completed. And a lot of this comes down to communication, but also it comes down to covering scenarios where a job could become a zombie job. Great example.